pazarlama bölümünde çalıştım. Pazarlama bölümü bankaların biraz böyle cıvıl cıvıl olduğu bir bölümdür. Özellikle böyle kredi kartları gibi bir ekipte çalışıyorsanız ve Türkiye'nin lider kredi kartı bankasında çalışıyorsanız bu da heyecan verici. Ama 9 senenin sonunda orada içsel motivasyonumu kaybettim diyeyim. Ve yani şöyle aslında bir doyum noktasına ulaştım. Ve bankada zaten liderlik havuzundaydım ve çok farklı liderlik eğitimleri de aldım. Bu sebeple bir görev değişikliği talep ediyorum. Bankada risk yönetimi içerisinde risk validasyon ekibinde bir pozisyon olduğundan bahsetti ve beni buraya yönlendirdi. Ben de bu görevi kabul ettim. Kabul ettim ama ilk 2 ay her gün ağladım. Her ağladığım günü. İşten eve dönüp o zaman böyle online diye bir şey de yok. Ofiste çalışıyoruz. Her gün neden ben kendi adımı yaptım diye ağlıyordum. Şöyle söyleyeyim, pazarlama modülü dünyasından risk yönetimine gidiyorsunuz. Ofise giriyorum. 10 kişilik bir ekibi yönetiyorum. Günaydın arkadaşlar. Ofise giriyorum. Cevap yok. Tepkisizlik yani tamamen. Akşam mesai bitiyor. İyi akşamlar arkadaşlar diyorum. Cevap yok. Ben işi bilmiyorum. Pazarlamadan risk yönetimine geçtim. Hiçbir fikrim yok ne yaptıklarıyla ilgili. Ekibi hiç tanımıyorum. 10 kişilik bir ekip. Ekipte hiç kimse birbiriyle konuşmuyor ve birbiriyle iletişimleri yok. Acayip böyle tuhaf bir ortam. O pazarlamanın cıvıl dünyasından sonra. Önce kendime şu soruyu sordum. Şimdi bu arada şunu da belirtmem lazım. Yapı Kredi Türkiye'nin ilk modellerini sermaye hesabında kullanmak için BDDK'dan onay almış olan bankası. Bu hem banka için hem sektör için çok kıymetli bir şey. Çünkü bankaya sermaye avantajı sağlıyor. Ben ekibi devraldığım dönemde de bankada bu başvuru süreciyle ilgili bir proje yürüyor ve projenin en önemli bacağı validasyon. Yani benim devraldığım ekibin yapacağı iş, o iş olmazsa banka bu süreç içerisinde BDDK'nın onay vermeyeceği bir konumda kalacak aslında. Öyle hayal edebilirsiniz. Şimdi önümüzde bir proje tamamlanma tarihi var. Birbiriyle hiç konuşmayan bir 10 kişilik ekip var. Ve inanılmaz da bir iş yükü var. Önce kendime şunu sordum. Ya bu 2 aylık süre içerisinde işi öğrenmeye tabii çalışıyorum bir taraftan. Beni ne mutlu eder? Ben kimim, ne yapmak istiyorum? Ve nasıl bir çalışma ortamı içerisinde mutlu bir şekilde, mutlu ve huzurlu bir şekilde çalışabilirim diye. Aslında bu sorulara kendimce çok samimi ve içten cevaplar vermeye ve kendim için kıymetli bu bilgileri kendim için kıymetli deneyimlere dönüştürmeye gayret ettim. Tabii çok çalışmak yeterli değil hayatın hiçbir döneminde. Çok çalışabilirsiniz ama boş çalışabilirsiniz. Çalışırken akıllı stratejiler üretmeniz gerekiyor. Özellikle iş hayatında da en temel beklenti bu. Bu sebeple o dönemde şunu fark ettim. Yani ekibi bir arada aynı amaç için koşturabilmem gerekiyor. Dolayısıyla kendime yaptığım şeyi ekibe de yaptım. Ekipteki herkesle birebir görüşmeler ayarladım. Bu görüşmelerde hem onların teknik yeterliliğini anlamaya çalıştım. Yani işi ne kadar detaylı yapabiliyor. Çünkü ekibi ben işe almadım. Benden önce çalışan arkadaş işe almıştı. Dolayısıyla ekibi hiç tanımıyordum. Biraz onları anlamaya gayret ettim. Bir taraftan da ekibin sosyal kimliğini ortaya koymaya çalıştım. Burada sosyal kimlikle kastım şu, kim kiminle daha iyi çalışabilir, kim o projenin hangi parçasında daha etkin olabilir, bunu anlamaya çalıştım aslında birebir görüşmelerde. Sonra gördük ki ekipteki hiç kimse birbirini tanımıyor. Yani çok aslında aynı yerde bütün gün birlikte çalışıyorlar, ofiste çalışıyoruz. Yani günün 8 saati birlikteler en azından. Ama en yakın arkadaşıyla ilgili en ufak bir fikri yok. Yanında oturan kişiyle ilgili. Ekip içerisinde küçük toplantılar organize etmeye başladım. Ve bu toplantılarda şöyle yapıyoruz. İşte simit peynir alıyoruz. Odaya kapanıyoruz yarım saat. Bu hafta sonu, geçtiğimiz hafta sonu ne yaptık? Önümüzdeki hafta sonu planın ne? İş dışında konuşabileceğimiz her şeyi toplantılar sırasında konuşmaya başladık. Ve insanlar orada şunu fark ettiler, bu 10 kişilik grup. Biz birbirimizden çok farklıyız ama hani aynı şeyleri de yapıyoruz. İşte 2 kişi, birisi davul çalıyormuş, birisi gitar çalıyormuş. İşte birisi seyahat etmeyi seviyor, işte burada bilmem ne yeri varmış, ötekiler de seyahat etmeyi seviyor, hadi oraya gidelim. Yani ekibin birbiriyle ilgili yavaş yavaş fikri olmaya ve oluşmaya başladı. Ve birinci yılın sonunda bana gelip şey demeye başladılar. Anıl, işte ben Melike'yle projenin şu parçasını yapabilirim. Ben Çağrı'yla şu modelin şu küçük parçasını bitirebilirim gibi böyle şeyler başladı. Yani birlikte çalışma isteği yavaş yavaş başladı ama yeterli değil tabii çünkü proje çok büyük bir proje. Herkesin ortak değerlerini ve önce kendi değerlerini sonra ortak değerlerini ortaya çıkarabilmeleri için değerler çalışması yaptık. Çok da hoşlarına gitti. Yani benim mesela hayatla ilgili de en önem verdiğim değer adalet ve güvenken başka bir arkadaşımın güven ve samimiyet olabilir. Her birimiz birbirimizden çok farklıyız ama ortak değerlerimiz de var. Dolayısıyla ortak bir amaca hizmet edebiliriz güdüsü olmaya başladı. Her bitirdiğimiz en ufak projenin en ufak parçasını kutlamaya başladık ekip içerisinde. Bir model validasyonu bitiyor, doğrulama çalışması bitiyor. Ekiple birlikte öğlen yemeğe çıkıyoruz. Veya birbirimize teşekkür etmeye başladık, birbirimizi takdir etmeye başladık. Hiç yapılamayacak gibi gördüğümüz bir kodu yazan bir arkadaşa hep birlikte oturduk, işte gerçekten çok iyi yazdın diye takdir ettik. Ona hani küçük bir pastalık kutladık yaptığı şeyi gibi düşünebilirsiniz. Ben de onların bu süreç içerisinde her an yanlarında olduğumu onlara hissettirmeye çalıştım. Yani onlardan bağımsız sadece onları uzaktan izleyen ve yönlendiren değil, onların içindeydim. Biz projeyi zamanından önce ve başarılı bir şekilde tamamladık. Bence şu anda hani 21 kişilik bir ekip bu arada şu an. Yani ekibi devraldığımda 10 kişiydi. Şu an 21 kişiyiz. Bir aile gibi çalışıyorlar. Birbirleriyle tatile gidiyorlar. Birlikte dışarıda buluşuyorlar. Yani öğlen, akşam benim olduğum ve olmadığım organizasyonlar yapıyorlar. Bu yüzden bence hani hiç birbiriyle konuşmayan ve anlaşamayan bir ekipten böyle birbirini aile gibi gören bir yapıya dönüştürebilmek görevden, paradan, bunlardan çok daha farklı ve gerçekten başarı duygusunu tatmin eden bir olgu. Bence bu herkese de örnek oldu. Biz ilk başta bu odaya kapanıp simit peynir yaptığımız günlerde diğer ekip arkadaşlarımız dalga geçiyordu. Projeyi yetiştiremeyecekler. Orada gidiyorlar işte goy goy yapıyorlar. Yapamayacaklar, bitiremeyecekler. Sürekli böyle söylenti vardı etrafta. Ama biz yapabileceğimizi gösterdik. Ekip olarak da doğru işi yaptığımızı gösterdik. Bizim bu başarımızdan sonra diğer ekiplerde, bizimle dalga geçen aslında arkadaşlar da bu küçük toplantıları kendi ekipleri için organize etmeye ve ekipleriyle bu küçük kutlamaları yapmaya başladılar. Bilim insanları bunu şöyle anlatıyor. Biraz o kısmına da değinmek istiyorum. Bir odanın içerisine 2 tane bitki koyduğumuzda bu 2 bitki birbirlerinden etkilenerek kendileri için alternatif bir enerji üretmeye başlıyorlar. Dolayısıyla insanların da aslında aynı odada bulunan insanların da birbirlerinin enerjisinden etkilendiğini ortaya koymuşlar. Bu şu demek, önce kendimizin farkında olacağız, kendi ışığımızın farkında olacağız. Sonra zaten kendi ışığımızla etrafımızdaki diğer insanlar için de bir farkındalık oluşturabiliriz, onlar için de bir ışık olabiliriz diye düşünüyorum. Liderliği de böyle görmek gerektiğine inanıyorum. Bugün hepimiz için önemli bir gün. Ben konuyu çok da fazla uzatmak istemiyorum. Umarım sizler için ufak bir farkındalık yaratabilirsindir diye düşünüyorum. Ufak bir dokunuş olmuştur hayatlarınızda. Şimdiden adayların hepsine başarılar diliyorum. Her birinizde keyifli bir süreç geçirmenizi temenni ediyorum. 2023 yılı hepimize uğurlu gelsin diyorum. Bu kadar. Yani bir soru cevap seansı gibi bir şey düşünmemiştik. Ama hani sormak istediğiniz herhangi bir şey olursa buradayken cevaplamak isterim.
Var bir sorusu olan bir 2-3 dakika belki alabiliriz. Evet.
O var bu arada. Hoş geldiniz öncelikle. Bu ilk başta geldiğinizdeki 10 kişilik ekibin onu da hala şu an sizinle beraber.
Evet.
farklı yükseliş.
Yani şu anda bizimle birlikte 2023'te 2 tanesi yurt dışında iş teklifi aldığı için yurt dışına gidiyorlar Hollanda'ya. Öyle söyleyeyim. Bu arada ben de şunu da söyleyeyim. Biraz önce İlker'le konuşurken de fark ettik. Bizim LinkedIn'de çok fazla ilanımız oluyor. Lütfen ilanlara göz atın. Bizim için hakikaten yani banka olarak samimiyetle söylüyorum. Çok kıymetlisiniz. Özellikle stajyer arkadaşlarımıza hakikaten çok değer veriyoruz. Elimizden geldikçe onlara eğitmeye ve donanımlı hale getirmeye çalışıyoruz. Yani okul Evet ama iş hayatında bunu görebilmek çok başka bir şey. Benim ekibimde şu anda 5 tane stajyer arkadaşımız var. Uzun dönemli stajyer. Ve programları bittiğinde muhtemelen ekip içerisinde işe de devam edebilecekler. O yüzden lütfen hani bu süreçleri kaçırmayın ve bizlerle birlikte banka olarak çok heyecanlıyız. Yani bankacılık biliyorum hepimize yeni nesilde çok sanki böyle şey gelmiyor. Biraz daha startuplar, daha yeni nesil işler ama bizim yaptığımız özellikle risk yönetimi alanında çok yeni projeleri hayata geçiriyoruz. Çok da yazılım ve kodlarla ilgili şeyler yapıyoruz. Data science işi yapıyoruz. O yüzden her zaman bekleriz. İletişim bilgilerim de var. İstediğiniz zaman bana ulaşabilirsiniz. Burada olmaktan dolayı da çok mutluyum, çok keyif aldım. Her birinize teşekkür ediyorum.
Bugün ona böyle büyük ihtimal daha sonra sorular gelecekti size, yazacaklardı. Ama bu güzel günde bir fotoğraf çekmeyi
Tabii ki.
arkadaşlar.
Selfie yapalım.
Bu telefon almayı olacağını sanmıyorum. Güzel bir telefon olan var mı? Kamerası. Ha Ceyda var. İşte.
Ben oradan çekeyim. Tamam.
Arkadaşlar ayağa kalkıp bir küçük fotoğraf için çekilsek sıkalım.
Biz de böyle okuyalım. Siz öne geçin.
Çekiyorum. Tamam. Sayıyorum. 3, 2, 1. Tamam, çektim.
Onu da gördüm. Ben çok teşekkür ederim. Görüşmek üzere. Her zaman ben tamam peki. Kolay gelsin herkese.
Yapacağız değil mi? Tamam. Aldık. Okay. So welcome everyone again. I hope you are fine. Everybody is good. So let me introduce myself a little bit. My name is Ufuk. I am the MCP election chair for 23-24 term for AIESEC in Turkey. Let me just briefly introduce to me. It didn't happen a lot of time that we missed each other. Only 6 months ago, I finished my AIESEC journey, but I started it in the south of Turkey, in Antalya. I was with the IGV there for a year. I joined in 2015, by the way, for almost 8 years ago. Then I was LCP there. Then I was MCP LCD, which is kind of OD manager right now. Then I applied to be MCP here in 2019-20 term. In January, I didn't get elected. I couldn't get the voter to pouring on me. And then I said, I want to continue my AIESEC journey. Let's give one more shot. And I applied to one of the most craziest things that I have ever done in my life, to go to Brazil in the middle of pandemic. Rich people were being buried to the ground with trucks, I would say. Then I gave one more shot. I said, I want to apply again. And luckily, I had a privileged chance to be able to apply in Turkey last year. With the team that I had in my life, the biggest chance that I had out there. Then currently, I have never worked in the core BD role in AIESEC, but right now I'm working outside of the organization as sales and BD manager in Sanction Scanner. It's a company which provides AML solutions right now, anti-money laundering solutions. It's a bit of weird after AIESEC because there is no correlated business model of it. But if you are curious to have more, I would say it's a meaningful software that we are doing out. If you have some, I will do myself like if you want to apply for our positions, check in our website. Then what I remember from my AIESEC journey, especially as an MCP, since today is also all about it, the people itself, the people who created AIESEC in Turkey is every day. I think today 1.5K members are still inactive in AIESEC, doing things what we promised to do so, doing things for our vision, peace and fulfillment of humankind's potential, and the leaders that are standing in this room. I think it's the sixth time that I attend to an MCP election, which is a lot. I cannot wait to be retired from this part of the room as well. But it's super good. Why? Because I have seen that AIESEC in Turkey evolved itself a lot. Evolved itself in the way that the organization developed more leaders, more exchange, more impact, people out there. It developed a lot. That is super important to have the right leader, not the best one, but the right leader on the stage to lead the biggest youth leadership organization in our country. And it is super, super important. And that's why we are here to celebrate, to shout out, to listen what are those three candidates have in order to improve AIESEC in Turkey in a better way. I just want to highlight some MCP responsibilities, which I guess we have some elect LCVPs as well here, right? If you are elect LCVP, raise your hand. Let me just see how many you are. Mashallah, good. I assume that it's your first MCP election there. That's why we want to give a brief description of. In the core of the business, what is the job description of an MCP? It's within the three pillars: lead, manage, and represent. What do we mean by lead? The guardian of the AIESEC way. The reason that why we do everything, he or she is the guardian of it. Clarity of the purpose, what we do. Clarity of non-negotiables and must-win dreams. What will be the biggest dream of AIESEC in Turkey right now? What is going to be there? Starting from the selecting to people, hiring them, managing, giving the leadership style that is needed. So that's a very, I would say, leadership-oriented position, as well as the developing new pipeline for AIESEC in Turkey itself. The second one is managing the entity in the way that it deserves, managing the legal representation. We all know that we exist here because we are an association. TTSKD. Tomorrow there is one part of it in the General Assembly. The MCP is also main responsible for that. Co-responsible of the financial sustainability with all the products and everything, ensuring the accountability, responsibility of one's role as president of the plenary, and as well as the leaders of the region. Another responsibility of MCP is representation, which is super clear and explanatory from the word that it's there. It's ensuring to manage all the stakeholders that AIESEC in Turkey has. MC team, LCPs, EB teams, plenary, global plenary, boards, managing partners, and not maybe directly, but indirectly to manage them out, as well as the alumni. So in the past years, AIESEC in Turkey have evolved a lot, that I mentioned in the beginning of the speech, that had a lot of improvement, not only about number of exchanges that we deliver, but number of leadership, like people and impact that we deliver in the organization evolved a lot. And there were some couple of great leaders. I am excluding myself out there, but speaking for the five of them, great leaders out there to lead the entity for whatever it needs. And that is why AIESEC in Turkey is standing in the spotlights of the global plenary since day one. And that's why we are looking forward at who's going to take the legacy to lead the entire entity out there. What I invite you to do so is something that I really feel connected, but also disturbed about our country. We do this in the politics as well. We defend the politics or politicians or whatever it is as we are, I don't know, following our teams. Beşiktaş, Fenerbahçe, Galatasaray, whoever you are following up. We follow the politicians, leaders in a way that we adore them, and we do not admit the mistakes, or we do not criticize, as well as the leaders of the country right now, politically, as well as the opposition of the country. We just pretend like everything is good and everyone is perfect and let's just follow them. But in the next 20 years, AIESEC should be one of the organizations, it is still like that, to give an example of criticizing, understanding, listening the opposition, listening the supporters and everybody. That's why I invite you today to leave every single stereotype that you had. Because today is not about selecting or not selecting a candidate. Today is all about finding who is going to be bringing the best strategies, who is going to lead the entity in the best way possible. We have no doubt about any candidate. So it is why what I invite you to do so is to leave those stereotypes, especially the ones that will vote here today to select the new leaders of the entity. You should know that there is no only one way, and there is no today the best person out there. What you need to choose is the right person. How you are going to define it, we will define it together during the day with the agenda. But democracy is something in AIESEC in Turkey's history, full democracy in the past 8-9 years, especially in terms of selection processes and so on and so on. And that's what we believe for, and there's a rules how you select people who is going to be taking the lead, because what you have right now in this room is super important. Selecting the person who is going to select the next generation, who is going to lead the MCP plenary, who is going to lead entire entity, and who is going to represent AIESEC in Turkey in global plenary, in alumni, partners, and everywhere. So that's why it's important. Which kind of process that these candidates have been going through? There was an application, they all filled an application package, sent it to the MCP and the election manager. They passed the assessment, they were announced as official candidates. Then they held the external and internal interviews with previous MCPs as well as an external HR consultant. And today they come to here to show you what do they have in their pocket for AIESEC in Turkey, for one last time to show you out. There are some principles and rules of the day which I want you to put an attention on that, because we all are responsible in this room. The first one is that the first thing that you need to know, candidates will enter to their speeches and plenaries with an order that we already asked this for. Nobody in this plenary can ask direct question or can have a word to any kind of candidate. Even if someone is saying something super not correct in your point of view, nobody can directly interfere with the candidates. The Q&A questions will be collected right after their strategy presentation, which we will show it to you, and it will be asked during the Q&A space. The candidates will not be able to stay in each other's sessions, and there is no extra time for the candidates that was mentioned before. And this is super important. We are going to demonstrate this as well, to give the same excitement level for every single candidate. There will be 3 people coming and going out every day. I know, don't tell me that it's so hard to clap right now because I feel cold and my hand is dying. No, this is something, if you are here, if you decide to come here, this is one of your responsibilities. Please give the same level of excitement to every single candidate in order to be fair. I hope that nobody wants to, I don't know, interfere in this election because of the things that they think out there. During the breaks or during the spaces, do not try to influence other people. Do not talk loudly about people, about their presentation, what you like or what you don't like. Observe and then discuss it, and when it comes to the voting process, then you will have time to think about that. And if you miss any candidate's parts, you will have to miss all that section. MCP is gonna make a head count for the voting right before everything starts. So with that, we want to introduce you today. There's a very special person who did this space, most added value way of doing this. So let's invite the election manager on the stage with a clap. Today, if you have any questions, there are 3 main responsibles of the day. That is the MCP, election chair, as well as the election manager. Okay. But if you have anything, what is the second body that you task is the MCP. Apart from that, if you want any information, you know whom to approach. Right now, this amazing guy is going to be the fake MCP, and we are gonna taste how you will invite people out. Okay? So we will take him to the outside. Okay, so right now, how we are going to welcome them? Okay, so every candidate will come out there, and we will welcome them in a standing way, and then shouting MCP, MCP is the best way possible. Okay, and until the candidates comes here, they will walk. It's a bit of 20 seconds of walking, and then once they arrive here, we finish with a huge applause and we give it up. Okay. Some of you remember how I was doing these kind of things in the network plenary. So try to give your best in the first, because we are not going to settle for good, okay? We will look for the great event. So please stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. This is a demonstration for fake MCP. But pretend like these are exact MCP candidates. Get up, okay? We all will start shout MCP together, okay? 1, 2, 3. MCP, MCP, MCP. Look, there are, I don't know, more than 100 people out there. You need to do it more, better. These people, some of them might be in here second time, but it is a lifetime experience, okay? We will give them what we have. Because I see that not everybody's shouting. Give what you have. 1, 2, 3. Cool, all right. I think we must have our candidates outside. Right now, we will invite 3 candidates together on the stage for them to smell the plenary, understand, look at your eyes, even get more fucked up because of the excitement, but for them to feel this air together, okay? So I want you to, sorry again, but stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Please shout very strong, okay? MCP! MCP! MCP! MCP! MCP! MCP! MCP! MCP! MCP! MCP! MCP! MCP! Since the morning, welcome again. I hope you feel great, because we feel great. Standing here in this plenary is a great chance, not only to explain what you have, but also showcase how much AIESEC in Turkey worked in this plenary. That's why we are really, really happy to have your application, go through with every single process, and prove that AIESEC in Turkey will never settle for good, but always demand great. No matter what happens, who comes, who goes. This is about the right leadership. This is about right person at the right time. And AIESEC in Turkey will always remember which kind of things that you sacrifice, even in the middle of your experiences. So that's why we are super proud of you. We are going to start so soon. So we hope that you are going to get even more excited. We will start soon. That's why we want to send you back with one more huge applause. So there is of course, we need to select someone out of these 3 people, and there is the voting distribution. When it comes to the voting procedures, we will show them more, so you don't need to worry about that. I'm just gonna pass. Just to mention voting rules. There is no abstention nor no confidence vote. You will just write the candidates' names and then rank them from 1 to 3, and then that's how it will go. There will be the examples, but we will show them to you in the beginning of the voting process. You don't need to worry about that. This is the agenda of today. We started with the Yapı Kredi partner space, then right now with the chair introduction, and we support to start opening players at 12:30. Okay. And then after that, every candidate will come over here, and then for 10 minutes we will listen their speeches. We will rest a bit. We will think. Then after that, everyone will go through the vision presentation, each candidate. Then we have lunch break. Then we have Q&A part. After that, leadership panel, break, closing of the candidates, voting procedures, voting counting, and announcement. We expect to finish it around 8:30 to 9. Make your arrangements like that. Don't forget that if you miss like any candidates, any part, you need to miss for the rest of it. Otherwise, you cannot use votes. So always be here. We will collect from you for Q&A parts because we are a democratic organization, right? Somehow. So that's why some questions from you right after the vision presentations. Okay. We will give you some papers to write them down before the vision presentation starts. However, even from the opening plenary, if you have some questions to ask some candidates, note them down because we will not have a lot of time, like 30 minutes for each candidate, then we will need to finish at 11. That's not something we will do. So make sure that you list them there. And I guess that's all. These are the timeline of the presentations, each space that we will spend for candidates. And I remember, especially my MCP term, most of my LCPs over here, some people from my team as well. Being an MCP requires maybe a lot of skills, maybe a lot of commitment or whatever. But I guess what it takes out the most is the passion. Because when you work super hard for something that we don't care, then it stresses us. But when we work something that we love doing it, that's how we call it passion. So that's why AIESEC in Turkey will try to find today the passion and who is gonna bring the passion to the entity. Okay? Is there anyone who has questions? Cool. You will do the AIESEC counts or AIESEC counts?
Well, I think that
Sure. If everybody's not here, just we make sure that someone is checking the door. Like nobody can leave and enter while the people are presenting. Okay, just make sure about that. Cool. So right now, let's take 2 minutes of break, but not going out or going to smoke. You know, you cannot go even in 10 minutes of breaks downstairs. So just 2 minutes of break. Let's put the first candidate's presentation, and we will start soon. don't be the people who is sliding out or in TikTok or liking Instagram pictures while they are presenting. You have no idea. I have been in this stage 2 times. No, you have no idea how heartbreaking it is. So let's give some respect to every single candidate. Can I count on you for that? Can I count on you for that?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So I want you to stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Please give it up. Our first MCP candidate, Armağan
Hello everyone. Today, the first thing that we will have, I want to introduce myself to you, but not in the way you already know me, because you already know Arda as like cat lover, as Star Wars fan, as an AIESECer, and as a person who researches and statistics whenever you ask something. I know you know this. I know you know me already. So I want to tell about what you don't know about me, who I was in the very beginning of my life experience. When I was like a child that was really curious that what makes me like somehow creator and still a dreamer in my life. Why I love computer games that much, not only for spending time only, but as a having a connection from there. Why like my relationship with my family built me up until this very moment. Firstly, I started my life at 25 of July 2000. And I was the first child of my family from both sides, both from father and mother sides. So I was a star boy, like, because there was no one else that could have an attention that is needed in the family, because I need to be raised up. So afterwards, at 2008 April, my little sister came to the world, and I became the older one, who needs less attention because for sure, like, there's a baby to raise. The attention needed there, so it moved on there. But I didn't able to realize that it should be happening like this. And I took it personal. I like thought like I am not enough. I don't deserve this attention that they are delivering. So I lost my appreciations in my life. And I find out another thing that appreciates me already, which was computer games. Was always saying that you are great, you deserve it, you succeeded and so on. That's why it connected me and I became addicted for the rest of my life. And second thing, after my baby sister born in 2008, also another thing happened in my life, which we moved to another state, to Izmir, because of my father's job. He's an army soldier. Then after losing all the attention, I needed to go a town that I have no clue about, I have no connections about, and I left all my connections and friendships in where I live in Istanbul, which was a military space that you don't have that much chance to meet new people, engage new societies, because you either become a friend of your father's friend or your mother's friend. That's all you have. So you don't able to create connections because you don't know how to. And then I come to Izmir, and I became the like being a lone one, because yes, I came back here, I raised my friendships that I have in Izmir, and then I lost them when I graduate from primary school. Then I recollect them, then I lose them when I graduate from my school. And when I regain them in another spaces, and I lose them again when I join AIESEC, when I start university. I lose every single connection that I barely made inside of my life. So I became a person who was afraid of connections with people. And then I was a dreamer kid that had ideals, like have an ideal job that I want to achieve, a vision in the life, things to achieve. Even I play games, I was thinking tomorrow I want to achieve this in this day. Tomorrow I have to do this in school. I was always dreaming before I sleep every night, every day. And then what happened? I became a failure because I couldn't achieve the things that I want to achieve. I couldn't go to school that me and my family wants in my school. I couldn't achieve like enough grades in high school, so I couldn't go to university that me and my family dreamed for. And it was not even close to the job that I want to in my life. And I know like my family didn't say me even like not out loud, they always appreciated me, pushed me to become better. But I knew that from inside, they also was not expecting me becoming this. And then after becoming a child that has only virtual appreciations in his life, and also afraid of connections and having no purpose in his life, there is a line that like shaped everything and changed everything after all those great steps that I had in my life. And it was a line for you as well. Maybe it was a line for you to change everything. Maybe it was a line for you to make everything better in your life and change your perspective. And it was AIESEC for me. It was the moment that I met with AIESEC at 2017 summer with a project called Myself, My World that upscaled my perspective in life. And I understand that a young person can become better than who he is right now. Can dream, can achieve, can do the differences, can understand and can raise leadership within himself and also other people. AIESEC made me understand this. And I became part of it. Then I see myself until this day, and it was the click that happened and shaped the life that I had in my life. So I became a person who is out of the box from becoming the old one. Because like there's always dreams that other people assign to you, like you should achieve, you should go to this school and so on. And I became a person that shapes my own way. I want to do this and I will do this and I'm going there. And then other question, I say it is my way and I will go to that because I want to do this. And that made me out of the box person inside of my family as well. And from being alone to people as a North Star, like I was afraid of connections, for sure, yes. Then I joined AIESEC and I understand that everything is the connections you have with the people you are working with. Because if this room would be empty, I wouldn't be that excited without you in this room. I would be just talking these things to an empty space without any people. So what matters is where the people you want to be. That's why people became my North Star whenever I fall, whenever I fail, whenever I lose my dreams. People hold my hand and raise me up every single day in my life. And from failures, I became my dreams with this organization. And even more, I became an achiever of it as well. Because yes, I was dreaming, yes, I was having things to pursue, but I have never did something to achieve them. And in this place, it changed. I became a dreamer and achiever again. And I pursued every step that I needed to in my life to become more, gain more, and give more to the people. And what is even more important than it is, I became achiever in my family's eyes as well. With the message that I received that is most precious thing to me. Ailen olarak AIESEC ekibinden yaptığın çalışmalardan ve tüm dünyaya kattığın değerler ile bir genç lider adayı olduğun için seninle gurur duyuyorum. This was the message that shaped everything to me and made me sad after all those things I did in AIESEC. Yes, I did it, but not only for myself, for where I belong as well, for my family as well. And every single thing that I lived in this organization to become a person who receives self-appreciation and doesn't need anyone to go forward, whatever I want to do. In love with connections, bigger purpose, this was the line that made it happen. This was the line that made my steps from gray to blue in this life. And AIESEC became my map and compass on the walk that I had until this very moment. So I found my way right up inside of this organization and also outside of this organization. And now it is my turn to give back to the fullest. Yes, there was a role that I already had inside of this organization that was the possibilities that I needed to give back to people. And already did my best from my veins as much as possible. But this one is pretty different because it was given back every single conference that I go, every single application that I made in this organization, every single exchange that I have done inside of the organization, I should put it back with more of it to the place that I take already. And now it is my turn to make many more people walk right up.
MCP! With the next candidate. Let's breathe out for a minute. Take some breaths. I just feel like I went after 6 months. I was involved if I would make it. Yeah, so let's wait for a minute. So once the candidate finishes, don't interrupt obviously. But once the candidate finishes, before they go away again, stand up and clap. Don't forget it. Like don't get up and okay, our candidate is ready, so please stand up. We will give one more time whatever we have. Gujrat, we are ready, right? Yes. Okay, let's go.
Okay, just like in the song, one last time, people. Let's do it. Hey, Isaac! No bitch! Hey, Isaac! No bitch! How do you feel? Excellent! How do you really feel? Fucking excellent! Amazing, amazing. This is the sound that I needed today. So before we start, I have one expectation setting for you. Is that right now you're super energetic, you're smiling, looking me in the eyes. I need that all day because all of the candidates are looking into your eyes and we're taking our power from you. So I need that throughout the panel, throughout the strategy, anyway. And my opening has 3 main pillars for you. First thing is who I am, who is Aleyna. Second thing is that what is my different leadership quality and what makes Aleyna unique in the leadership side. And the third one is why out loud. Why do I think out loud? And how I started to dream for that. So with that being said, let's start. Who is Aleyna? I know most of you know me, but for the ones who doesn't know me yet, I am Aleyna Sayılma. I'm your proud MCP candidate for the term 23-24. I am 25 years old. I am one of the best graduated people in AIESEC. I am also part of studying. I studied at Istanbul University, psychological counseling and guidance. I am also a sister to a 9-year-old, which is called Mehmet, which is one of the best people for me in the world. And this is me overall. I joined AIESEC in 2018. I was VP or GV in COVID times, and I was MCP or GV in GV change management time. So crisis management, risk management is kind of a hobby for me in AIESEC. So that's me overall. Of course, there is a whole another story how I met AIESEC. It's like a very big story. But today my story is like from a different point, which I started to become Aleyna. If you are a bit curious about what happened to me before AIESEC, you can find it in the YouTube last year's election, but this year it will continue. How the AIESEC magic has changed my life. I don't know how you were before you met AIESEC, but I was a lost person. I was trying to find who I am, what Aleyna can do in this life, what is Aleyna's voice, and how high it can go. And then AIESEC magic happened. One day I was scrolling Instagram, and then boom, it happened. And then I'm here today after 5 years, 4 years. So I say AIESEC found me, but to be honest, I found AIESEC, but to be honest, AIESEC found me. Because AIESEC found Aleyna inside me. I didn't know that I could talk with people like that. I didn't know that I could step on my 2 feet today and claim to be the leader of the biggest entity in this world. So AIESEC found me, AIESEC changed me. And just because of that, and there are a lot of things I did, but
only just for that, I have ownership for this place. And this is my biggest leadership quality. Everybody has something different, everybody has different traits, but for me, I have the biggest ownership towards AIESEC. Every day, I woke up with the same passion, and my AIESEC journey is not fully bright, you know it. You were there some part of it. But I woke up the next day with the same passion. I woke up with the same next day with the same ownership to my people, no matter what, because this place showed what a person can be. This place made me a leader, and this place made many others leaders. And I said, I have ownership for my people. I call them my people. I think ever since now on, you heard me saying this to you. And I said, my place. For my people and my place, if I say that I have ownership, then I gotta show it. And last year, I got a chance. Exactly 1 year and 1 week ago from today, I was also MCP representing the stage. I was standing together with Senem and Arda. And I showed you my vision, my dreams, and with all my excitement, I was screaming. And then in the end of the day, what happened is that it was a no. It was the biggest slap that I got in my face. And I believe ever since now and then, AIESEC slapped all of us once. I don't know when it was for you, but sometimes AIESEC likes to hit you hard. And this was my moment of realization. But I said, if you say that you own something, if you say that you are owning these people and this place, you don't walk away when you lose something. You stay, you give your everything for them. And for me, in that night, I was saying to myself, it's not over yet. I have one more session to deliver. I have one more person to push for LCP, and today they're sitting with their Alexa in this room, and I'm so proud of it. I have one more person to catch from the arc and put them back where they need to be. And I have one more person to show them what is their potential inside them. So it's not over yet. But if you have this ownership, then you gotta show it out loud, and nobody knows. You just have it inside. With that things in my hand, I applied as a returner to the MC team, that I was not selected as MCP, and my motto was no place like home, because it's true. For me, there is no place like AIESEC Türkiye, because AIESEC Türkiye is my home. This is where I am shaped, and this is where I shaped many others. This is the MC that I found myself, and this is the MC that I might make people find themselves. So, no place like home for me. And I've become louder this year, but it's not just because I'm a returner, or it's not because I'm in the management team, no. How I got louder with you. In this photo, can you go one back? In this photo, don't try to search for yourself. I swear all of you are in this photo. Every single one of you is here. I mean, careful. So, I got louder with you. We were either crying in your balcony together or laughing in the plenary together. Either I was a local conference chair in your LC or I was in the visit. And my voice got mixed into your voice, and it became something louder than it is. So I got louder with you. And I hear you, I hear your struggles, I hear your troubles. Maybe some of you thinking that I want to apply next year, but I don't know if the economy is going to be enough or not, my pocket is going to be enough or not. I need to move to another city. Or you're thinking like my term just started, it's a huge legacy that I'm going to take from my current and what I'm going to do with that. Or you're thinking like, there is a lot of things that I need to do for my house. I hear you, I hear your troubles. I was with you already. But I also hear one more thing, and I want you to listen up for that one, is that how powerful you are. How strong you are, that you came this day and you make this entity AIESEC Türkiye, and you make this entity shining. And that's how I dream. This is why I dream 23-24 as the loudest generation. You know what I dream when I say 23-24? A lot of things. I open court, at the first 50, I see all of the Turkey houses. Amazing. I see this. In our PR, with LCPs, we stand up and we take every single award. This is amazing. I have a lot of dreams like that. But one is very specific, and only this dream made me take the step once again. Even though I didn't know what's going to happen, I crushed everything and I said, I'm going to do this for this dream. Imagine 1 year later, at Temco 23, we are all together in the garden. And it's moving silence. Nothing is heard. Everybody's sitting down. For my loud and CVPs holding each other with arm to arm. And they start AIESEC in Turkish shout. And in the moment they say AIESEC Turkey, AIESEC Turkey, okay? 700 people getting up in the same moment. 700 people shouting, 700 people loud as they can. AIESEC Türkiye is what a huge entity this is. And everybody is dreaming for that. This is my dream. 700 people making that much noise that this sound of our foot is making the ground shake. This is the 23, 24 generation that I'm dreaming of. And that's why I said I would love Turkey, because I believe all of you in here, Turkish people, needs to be heard, because I believe our voice deserves to be heard. How we are going to be out loud, I'm going to show you in the vision part. But until then, I want you to keep it loud, people. Keep it loud, Turkey. Thank you so much for listening.
Take some notes right now, not while candidates speaking, what you want to remember, which kind of things you wonder about candidates, and listen. It's really personal. Okay, please stand up, stand up, stand up. Be loud, okay? Please give it up for your third MCP candidate, Oğuzhan Ayten!
Okay, hello AIESEC Türkiye. I hope everyone can hear me. Today we will talking about what I did for it, what I did for to create better AIESEC Türkiye for the future while creating better Türkiye with you. But before that, let's talk a bit more about who is behind of the application, who is behind of the vision that I will present to you. First, who is Oğuzhan? I'm Oğuzhan Ayten. I'm 24 years old. I born in İnegöl, Bursa. For you make them better understand. İnegöl is a town which is kind of far from center from Bursa. That's why the town is kind of economic growth, yes, but when it comes to cultural opportunities or global opportunities, you cannot see that much. That's why I realized this when I moved to İzmir, but I will talk about later on. And I'm studying since 2016. It's my 7th year inside of the university. And inshallah, I will be graduated this year. And before I will talk about myself more, I want to talk about my family, because the family, I do believe that besides of the stories or besides of the milestones that I have, family is the one thing that shaping persons' ideas or shaping persons' the way they're looking into life. That's why I want to start with before I born. I want to start with 1997. In 1997, before I born, my sibling, he or she couldn't born. My mom had miscarriage, and I do believe that if he or she born, I couldn't be there. That's why I believe that it's kind of chance for me, and it's kind of responsibility for me to living a purposeful life, living a meaningful life. And you can see my father on the left side of the screen. My father is the most hardworking person that I ever know, and also he is obsessed with success. He's the father kind of when I got 95 from exam, and he was the one that asked me there is the 5 point that you missed. That's why probably my obsession from success and afraid from failures comes from him. And for the right side of the screen, you can see my mom. She is the one who has the biggest stuff around the world. I do believe like this. And when she cares something, when she cares the person that she loves, and she cared. Yeah, I cannot describe that caring feeling what I saw from her. I do believe that my caring to people that I work with, to people that I meet, comes from her. And the bottom of screen, you can see my sister. That she means that work to me. And I do believe that I have to be a role model for her because I feel like I'm responsible for her future. Because if I be role model for her, she can live a more better life, or she can think about her future. And besides of the family, there are some stories that it shaped my life and shaped the way that I think. First one is started to work at 7. I started to work at 7 when I was in the first grade of primary school. I was working with my father, and I remember those days that when all of the friends that I have when I was a child, they were playing football around somewhere. They were going to holiday. They were going to internet. They were playing with each other, but I was working. It was the moment that it was the milestone that stole my childhood, but maybe it was the thing that gave me the discipline, or maybe it was the thing that give me the, if I want to do something, if I want to have something, I need to work for it. For example, I remember that when I wanted to have a toy when I was a kid, I have to earn money, and my father said to me that you can work, earn money, and you can buy the toy that you want. I'm moving to Izmir for the second, and maybe the biggest milestone that I have inside of my life, because when I moved to Izmir, I realized that the world is not that big enough, and not that big, it's kind of small, and you can reach everywhere. And also, all of my friends went to Istanbul to study. I was alone there because I purposefully selected to be alone and started to live life, to standing on my own feet. And in 2016, I met with AIESEC. When I moved to Israel and started studying. In 2016, I met with the organization. I applied for being member, but I didn't get accepted. And also, I was so angry with AIESEC back then. I remember that when they called me for GV, for the opportunities for the international, I said that I hate AIESEC. I don't want to go anywhere with you because I was broken with the organization. And in 2000, even I was so angry with the organization. In 2017, I tried again to become a member, and I couldn't get accepted again. But I realized when I joined the organization taught me something that even before I joined inside of it, even before I be part of it. And this is the thing that if I want to do something, if I want to be part of something, I cannot give up. And after I joined the organization, of course, there are a couple of positions that I have as team leader, LST, team member, but I want to point out some of them. In 2018, I became a member, and then the first point that I really felt the impact when I was OCP of Step Up Turkey in 2019. I'm not going to deeper. I will keep it short. When I was OCP, and at the end of my project, one parent came to me and said that my daughter stopped speaking English at home. My daughter tried to speak English at home, and it was the first moment that I feel the impact that we create, and it was the one that most tangible proof that the impact that we create was impact for the world. And the second thing is LCVP. It was a position that taught me that the core of working, core of believing must come from the responsibility. Because the year that maybe the hardest year for the organization, what happened in 2020. There was the year that I had no motivation, but I felt responsible to do something for my local, for city, for LC. Then even I was so tired, even I had no motivation, I applied for LCP. I took a step because I was caring, and I felt responsible to people that I care, people that I meet, or the city that I care about. And what I learned from this experience, I learned that how can one vision, how can one team can change the way that things done and create success. And right now I'm standing as MCP, and I was responsible for 10 of you while carrying 19, and also MCP candidate for the next term. But the point is why I said dare to lead. Every experience inside of the organization, every experience that I took in more than 4 years, it made me believe that it came up that AIESEC can create youth that this Turkey needs. And also AIESEC can create the youth that this Atatürk called a Türk gençliği. That's why I said dare to lead. Teşekkürler AIESEC.
we are gonna have a bit of break. I hope that you understand the importance of it. We start next. Right now it's exactly 1 p.m. Okay, 1:01. So you come back at least 2 minutes before at 1:20. Okay, 18 to 19 minutes of break right now. If you want to go to smoke, toilet, blah blah blah, make sure to come back. Okay, we will start with the visual presentation. See you in 15 minutes. Haydi. MCP will do a count as well.
Is everyone here, right? We are in today's 91 at both sides. Great, so now before we start the strategic part, we will do LC part. How it's gonna be happen? I will count the LC by LC the names, and if you are here together with elect and current LCP, you will raise your hand and you will say, I am here, okay? And Esra is gonna take a note, you will just like do your plan for voting system. Great? Tamam, we are starting with Alana. Current elect is here. Okay, just like raise your hand and say here, tamam? Adam is here. And Ankara. Okay. Antalya. Great. Antalya nerede? Okay, Bursa. Here. Denizli. Here. Doğu Akdeniz. Here. Eskişehir. Gaziantep. Here. Tamam. Isparta is not here. Isparta is not here. İstanbul. Here. İstanbul Asya. Here. Batı İstanbul. Here. İzmir. Here. Kocaeli. Here. Konya. Here. Elektrik. Tamam. Kütahya is not here. Kütahya is not here, right? Okay. Sakarya. Here. Samsun is not here. Samsun. Okay. Trabzon is not here. Genel merkez here. Genel başkan here. Then Trabzon. Thank you.
So right now the candidates will present their strategies, like the general presentation to you about their goals, strategies, and how they will achieve and so on and so on. And that's why we will give pen and paper to the ones that who require it, because after every 30 minutes of speech from the candidates, we will take your potential questions. Then eventually, not for each, 3, 4, maybe maximum. Then in the lunch break, me and the MCP evaluate and choose the questions to be asked, and your questions will be asked in the Q&A part. So that's why if you don't have pen and paper, right now the MC will provide to ask the elect and current to list it out. And if you have any questions, please approach your elect MCP or current MCP to write the questions out there.
Yes, only elect and current participants are going to have the paper,
Yes.
but we don't have any pens. So if you have, just like very important. And one more thing, you can also take the notes to your phone.
Bir de just to be sustainable, I think you don't need one A4 alone. Try to write it small. Don't waste papers, right? Let's take one for example. It will be enough because what you can do is that just fold it out for 8, you know, the mathematics, geometry, and then 8 questions. Good. Just only one thing. Do not try to distract candidates while writing and doing these kind of things. Let me check. Candidates ready. Do you also have pens? You can speak by that. Pens, you don't do have pens? Okay. We will manage this until the Q&A part. Just if you have anything so far, just write it on your phone, and we will provide it to you. Okay? If you have your own pens, you can use. first one raised hand will take. Okay, so I know that after cigarette or whatever you do, you get tired and you tend to say that, please don't do that. Try to do whatever you have for every time. Okay? We all are ready. Set up. Please stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Are we live there as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Please welcome on the stage your first MCP candidate, Arda
Okay, now I will be presenting you the play right up in the concept of golden circle we already get used to inside of our organization in our AIESEC way. So it will be our way to up. And when it comes to start to what will be the things that I envision to make happen inside of our AIESEC in Turkey after one MC term. So I want to shake the membership high so we can brown it to the level that we used to have as an experience, as a practical experience, because when I consider when I was a member and team leader, we were having almost 6.5 exchanges per members. I know reality change, I know there is COVID happen, organization changes happen, but still it doesn't change the matter of the fact that our membership is receiving less experience than we used to have. So what it affects the most is the pipeline we have that we are talking about every single day in our LCs and also MC level. The capacity building that we have, the things we execute in the operation, the crisis management and everything we have inside of the organization. So to solve this, I would like to start from the very beginning of the experience those people receive, which is from newbie part, which is newbie onboarding because it's the first touch point that those people face with AIESEC, the brand of AIESEC, the membership of AIESEC. So what we should do is we already have the introduction meetings and so on. So we should have it at the point that those people can understand the organizational concept 100% in the very beginning. So what we have after every recruitment phase that we have our local conferences. We should shape them as much as possible in the way that these people will feel the belonging to the LC, the ownership to the LC, the culture of LC. So you should be having, after AIESEC knowledge and AIESEC understanding, LC knowledge and LC understanding and ownership. And thirdly, we will drive them with the functional summits we will have to pursue the departmentçılık we said inside of the organization, to have the functional ambitions, to have the functions know-how inside of the organization at the very beginning. And we should complete it with the capacity building processes that we have inside of the organization. I know we already started TL transition cycle in this term. So what we should do is to downscale it to membership fully and upscale it as much as possible from the feedbacks we receive, improvement points we have. And also not only by this, but also covering national and local education cycles in the way that it builds capacity, it builds leadership, it builds personal development in our membership, so we can ensure that all members, our team leaders, every single person going through this journey is know what to do, how to do, and why to do. So it will bring us to the point that we have the most efficiency of our membership, which comes with the membership productivity that we are talking with in the start of the talk that I have about membership. It is about the practical experience, amount of practical experience a member receives inside of the organization. I don't say that we should only push the members to have exchanges, to have operations. I say they develop by this, by having the practical experience that our organization expect them to have. So they develop, they come to bigger positions, and they lead better in the way they experience in the beforehand. So what we should do, we should focus on our plannings in the first phase. If our membership and our operational goals are aligned and covering each other. So a member can have a better practical experience inside of the organization, until the moment that they are going on to the top of the organization. And I don't expect to have 6.5 exchanges per membership again after all those reality changes, but 4 exchanges per membership is an ideal vision that we could pursue for the next year. And also having membership MPS and LPS from 7.5 to 8.5 by covering these touch points, by having the capacity building, by providing them more practical experience, will make them more satisfied inside of the organization, make them feel they develop leadership in a further way. So that will be what increases our results on this aspect. And finally, finish the completed, I expect it to be 85% in the scenario that we provide every single standard we should provide for these people in quarterly basis. For the next one, I want to take our feet off the ground inside of exchanges, because I know AIESEC Türkiye is global top one in the best situation inside of AIESEC network. But what I know also is there has been other entities that has been top one in previous histories that I also saw in my faces. And then what happened? They fall. Because they didn't focus on the continuity of what they have inside of their hands. What we should care is not becoming top one, but to stay there in the way that can develop our entity in the best way possible. And this is coming by having more CX focus that makes our every single stakeholder, every single EP, every single partner we have, every single IR partner we have, to work with AIESEC in Turkey again, to use our market in the most wisely possible. So that's what we will do in exchanges, starting by CX focus that we are talking so much in nowadays. Because as I said, if we do not focus on the customer experience, focus on the customer satisfaction inside of the organization, our market will deplete itself by the experiences. Like, I don't say like there is higher amount of bad experiences than the good experiences, but it will still affect our market in our brand image, in the experience that they will have, and return and tell to their friends, tell to their LCs that they come here. That's why we should focus on CX that much, by having standard mappings in every single experience we deliver, so we should know what we will do to experience better level in when. And then we can follow it up with the risk management strategies that we can put that will give us the agility in operation, which is one of the most important things in crisis situation. If there is a crisis, if you think what to do after the crisis happens, you lose time. But if you plan it beforehand, if you plan scenarios, if you will follow them, in the case that you will see similar things, you will solve them easier. And it won't bring any crisis to the entity as well. It won't bring any case to the entity as well. So we should work on the risk management scenarios in CX as well. And lastly, we should focus on CRM as much as possible with using what we have in the ends as systems. Like we have spreadsheets that we follow. We have Podio, we follow the experiences that we deliver. So we should optimize them in the way that it can help our operations and functional tracking and CX tracking in the most way possible. And IR upscaling. Whatever we do inside of this organization, we never do it only one phase. OJX sends, we complete ICX. ICX receives, but OJX sends. If it won't be a complete experience in ICX, it won't be the experience we expect our EPs or partners to be satisfied. Because whatever we plan, we should be planning them with the countries, with the entities, with the LCs, we should do it. Because we know the bottlenecks from the last years, who we work, how we work, and how we have procured, and we know what we can improve in our partnerships as well. And it's starting by the plannings we have inside of the entity. If we plan, depends on the IR capacity. IR and SND we have, it will be made more optimized and more very well planned in terms of stakeholder management. And then we will be able to say, yes, I will match with this entity, this LC, to this partner, this open ICL. I will send my EPs that I promote to this country exactly because I know they are opens and I know they expect this kind of profile. So we should be standardizing and dashboarding our IR status in overall in all operations basis. And lastly, maximizing information management. Not because I know and also I love like data management and so on, but for whatever I do in my like more than 2 years operations experience as MCP IGB, as LCP IGB, as TI member, I don't know, like whatever you have in your operations, I've been in this position. And I know that data brings the bottlenecks you don't see. Data brings the agility you seek for operations. Data brings better planning and better strategical planning inside of the organization. So that's why we should produce more knowledge on this aspect, starting from the very beginning of our organization, from our members, from our team leaders. We should educate them in the way they can understand what is written there, what can be outcomes of that, so it can reflect our plannings in a better aspect that we can achieve our goals, which in the current table, we are less than 50% of goal achievement averagely in LC term. And I want to bring it to 80% with those executions that we have. If we plan with our IR, if we care the data and have a further strategies in our plannings, it will bring the outcome of that. We plan wiser, we achieve wiser, we follow it up with all our plans that we have. And I expect 80% fin to go from 67% fin to go by assessing all of the steps we will implement to EP by our IRs, focusing on CX and seeing the bottlenecks in our customer satisfaction, in our customer experience from the information management side. And whatever we do in our exchanges, in our membership, in our brand, it affects 10 miles more in our financials, because that's where money comes, that's where income comes, that's where budgets have been achieved after planning them. So I want to be sure that we are sustainable in finance basis by not putting everything we have, every income resource we have to the same bucket. Now our entity is dependent on ICX 70% in LC budgets and LC budgets as well. I don't say it will happen, but what if something happened to our ICX side? Would we just lose 70% of income resource? Can AIESEC in Turkey able to sustain with only 30% what we receive? I say no. That's why we should focus on revenue distribution inside of our entity. We should focus on different income resources. As like I don't know, I don't say they are main income resources right now, but EVAs we have, events we produce in our LCs, sponsorships we have, alumni relationships we have, and OGX growth is one of the most important things in our entity. When we consider 2 years, 3 years back, then OGX was driving most of our incomes. And imagine a table that we gain it back again. Would we talking financials that much in nowadays? I think we should reconsider this. And second thing, financial management, starting by our financial coiners, whatever you name yourself, we should be focusing on this aspect in the first basis. Because if the head of this, the functional knows everything in a professional and ISEC way, it will be far better in our financial planning, budget management, and also risk analysis we can face it when we consider what our country expects for next year, which will be a big thing that can occur our entity in all country relevancy, you already know. So what we need to focus in having further educations and external support in financial management. Second thing, we should create risk management plans, not only for finance, but also legality side as well. If it happens, we will put this on that, so it will cover it. We should have all in for every single LC we have and for MC. And lastly, we should have different scenarios of budgets, not to evaluate our success and have our income taken from that, but to, if we live in this scenario, we can just know how to go the way in this thing. Like, what if I achieve like not 70% but 30% in my ICX income? I can do this, I can cover like this. So it will make you take decisions easier and faster and cost less for your LC. And lastly, FNL awareness, because every single person outside of finance defines what is happening in finance as well. How much income we do, how much products we sell, I don't know, how much partnerships we have. It affects the income and investments that we have. So we should focus from the very beginning of the organization to have further FNL awareness by having local finance boards for every single LC, by having further external and internal financial education, because if those people don't know finances, when they become LCVPs, when they become LCPs, MCVPs, NCPs, they would start to learn that. So it will make them lose time, it will make them understand it harder in the point that they come to organization, but if they understand from the very beginning, they will have wiser investments, they will be able to see further, and they can plan better in the synergy basis, So it will affect our synergy management inside of LCP as well, which is one of the most important ones. And what I expect, aligned with our strategic operational goals, 80% budget achievement from 75 overall budget achievement, maximum 25% contribution from an income resource at the top. So we should diversify our income resources. And lastly, I want to put 100 headlights on our brand buy, because I know we are growing inside of the organization. We already have good branding inside of the organization to another entity, to the network. But when it comes to an organization that has been here for 6 to 8 years, I don't think our visibility in Turkey is enough for us. So we should reach more people inside of Turkey. We should be more reachable in any other corner of our country. So it will make 100 headlights upon our brand, because I want to ensure after 1 year, more people knows AIESEC as a leadership brand, and more people knows what is leadership, what is leadership development. So I want to start with trans adaptation. Every single company, when they are available in like a new channel, media channel, let's say, or the one they are already in, first thing they do, they adapt to trends. They catch them, so when they implement them, they will gain the audience that they seek for. They will have the community that they can drive what they think afterwards. But we are in the point that we should reach more people than guide them in the way that we want. So it will be the point, we should have the trend adaptation and be available more social media channels than we have right now. We should be available more in Instagram, more in YouTube, more in other trends that we have in daily basis. And second thing, I want to see events around Turkey, because digital reach is important for sure, but physical touch points bring a different aspect of organization that they connect with the organization and organizational brand we have. So I want to have physical touch points in every single LC that we have as well, as events, as VLLs, as sustainable days, as youth speak forums in all around Turkey. And lastly, partnership showcasing. What we have in the current basis in B2B level, we already saw how we can have a return from B2B investments this year and last year by having like sign-ups, by seeing companies that find us, and how we can make more. I believe we have like more than 100 partners for LC levels. So what if we showcase every single one of them in the way that our brand is going in B2B side, mouth-to-mouth marketing? Because it is so important in local basis, local partnerships run with and known with networking inside of this local. If you go to like I don't know, kindergarten, if you ask them if you know AIESEC, they will text the group that they have inside of other kindergartens in the ground. So in this moment, we should be expecting more partnership showcasing inside of our entity to have more of it in B2B branding. And lastly, I expect 50% digital reach growth and more than 70% of our LCs delivering events in their locals. And when it comes to how we will execute these strategies, how we will follow it up, how we will have strategical continuity in our organization, it will be the same structure that we have followed up this year. But why, Arda? Why you didn't change them? It has been changing every single year. There has been innovations every single year. I see the previous terms as well, and I'm saying that changes have big benefits as well. But I don't think now it is the changing time. It is the time that we upscale the structure we already have, because we already experienced it in MC level for one whole term. We know how it is working good. We know what are the bottlenecks. So it will make us easier to solve and upscale the efficiency of MC structure. And also, AIESEC in Turkey should settle a way down to follow it up in structure basis, because every structure change costs more, plus having creating a scenarios that one person receiving transition from 4 different persons, 3 different persons, and it affects our organizational memory in the way that it made us lose things as well in some points, and it makes things harder. So what I want to have is a settling a way down for AIESEC in Turkey and upscaling the strategies that we have, having a strategic continuity to achieve things in longer term, because I don't think AIESEC in an organization that comes here, executes things for 1 year, and then go it up. AIESEC should be an organization that has strategic continuity, that have roadmap for 3 more years, 2 more years, 5 more years, Because the problems that we are talking right now, capacity building, CX focus, I don't know, like financial management, PR in Turkey, even Turkey, we were talking it 5 years before as well. And that's the point that I want to touch with having a strategical continuity inside of our organization. And who will do this? Like who will execute these strategies? Who will be following up the strategies that we will have, the vision we will have, who will reach more people, who will make CX better? I want to start with MC of Turkey. I want to have an MC team that work together to achieve more, because in 2 years of experience that I had, every single thing in MC works with synergies. If you miss a synergy, it will affect so bad your operations. And if you will not have a synergy, you will do far less than what you are capable of doing, what you are capable of achieving. So that's why I want to have an MC team that works together to achieve more, because it will reflect our LCs in the way that they will follow it up as well. We will upskill synergies for every single level, both operationally and also culturally inside of our organization. And secondary is leadership about people. I don't care how smart a person is, how strategical thinking a person is, because even you would be a person that is in AIESEC as the smartest one, wiser one, more executive one. If you want downscale with your people, if you don't lead your people, you will achieve nothing. You will just try to develop it by yourself in the way that you already here. So that's why I believe leadership about people. That's why I want to have an MC team that cares people, lead people, and lead with people. And lastly is lead by example. Whatever I talk today, if I want to follow it up tomorrow, just put me in the trash, because I would be lying to you. But if I follow every single step that I mentioned to you, no matter what happens after that day, I will be leading by example, because I talk, then I fulfill it. And I expect an MC team that talks and follow it up, then expect from their people. And from LCPs, I know I have never been in an LCP position. I applied, I couldn't get it. I'm sure that. But what I know is these people are the last decision maker and the roof of their LCs. How far an LCP can go, how far can LCP go as well, in terms of vision, in terms of decision making, in terms of communication, in terms of people management. So that's why I want to have these values, these qualities inside of the LCP commission. And every single touch point, every single feedback space, every single commission call and NPM, I will be focusing on those. Having further communication skills, better decision-making processes, further people management to raise the people that will come after them. Having a data management in the way they track and execute their LCVPs. And lastly, a strategic thinking to have a way to take the LCs further level in upcoming years. And from network of AIESEC in Turkey, what I expect, I want to have a united, open to learn, ambitious, competitive, and agile network within all membership of AIESEC in Turkey. Every single individual from MC Turkey, starting from MC and LCPs, from NLB, by MCP, by every single member and team leader. Because having united stand does not mean we communicate good and that's all. Being united means that you carry whoever you are with to one upper level with you while you are going. And being open to learn is the most important thing in an organization that we talk about development that much. I'm in an AIESEC for more than 4 years. I saw people in AIESEC more than 7 years. And you are in AIESEC more than 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, I don't know. But if we stop learning one single day, then we won't be telling, we will be obeying whatever we say to people, because learning is the bringing development to people. And I think every single person here, every single person says themselves leaders, they should be learning every single day. And I want AIESEC in Turkey to be ambition as it is for years. But I don't want this ambition to pull someone down, but I want to have this ambition to see others are doing good so I can be better, which is connected with competitiveness. Because competitiveness does not mean you put pit in someone else, but you see another person is capable of doing it, so I can do as well. Because it is realistic, it is happening in another place. So I aspire from it, I feed my ambition from it, and I go there and take this place. And lastly, I want us to be agile, because this organization provides us so less time, even if it solves so much. Like if you are the team member of TL, you have 3 months or 6 months maximum. If you are an LCVP, LCP, MCVP, MCP, you have 1 year only. And 1 year is not that big, as you realize today as well. So I want us to be agile, to solve whatever we see, put them back to as a legacy, to be fix things and a way forward for the future generations. Whatever we do, we should be agile inside of this organization. And why of it, like why of the way right up? Why I say walk right up? Because I want to ensure that we walk right up, knowing that we walk 100%. Because way we do in AIESEC in Türkiye is running every time, not looking back and running to the upper side. But I want us to walk. It doesn't mean stop. But what if you run from here to Mecidiyeköy for like 30 minutes? What you believe, you will lose your breath. You won't be able to run anymore. You will be falling. So I don't want AIESEC in Türkiye to fall and lose breath. I want AIESEC in Türkiye to walk, to ensure that every single step we take inside of organization and externally, so we can go further by providing right experiences, quality experiences to or every single stakeholder, and never stop going up for AIESEC in Türkiye. Because going up means we will grow. We will grow in operations as well. We won't stop. We can't stop because it's needed. We won't be stopping from making our brand more visible. We won't be stopped reaching more people inside of our country to show them what AIESEC really is, showing that leadership is needed in Türkiye. And that's the way right up I want to show to you. That's the way right up, that in the way we shape this membership up to make it count and go back to the times we used to have in membership, taking our feet off the ground to understand the reality and how we should carry our position inside of the organization and also outside of the organization, going 10 more miles in 5 inches by touching the points we should touch already and having one of the headlines in our brand to make our brand visible in Türkiye. And what I envision is visible brands, satisfied stakeholders, and longevity for AIESEC in Türkiye, for AIESEC.
MCP! Okay, so what is the time right now for? Is to list down your questions, okay? We'll have around 10, 12 minutes, so list them down before we go with the rest. For sure it is okay if elect and current task is including the MC, by the way, if you want to write, you can also do this. It's welcome. For EB things, you can be involved, but who we are going to take the question is only elect and current task. If you have any questions with your EBs aligned with yourself, okay? Make sure that you will get the most out of it. We will choose out of your questions what you write out there. So it doesn't mean that you will be like your question will be asked, but for sure, if you are not an official active AIESEC member, you can write up questions just to let you know. way you need to like write your questions to the papers. We will take questions only with papers, not by phone or tablet. It's better if you write your questions in English because it will be asked in English. Don't make us translate. Make sure you write it in Latin alphabet. Okay? It will be beneficial for all of us. Please make your questions.
If you finish your question, you have to hear. Just raise your hand. We can send microphone to you.
One clarification, I hope it was clear, but you are right now asking questions to only Arda, okay? So then when it comes to Alena, then you will have more time, or also another time. Right now only for Arda questions.
I will be sitting here. If you are finishing your questions, you can likely come to me and sit in here.
2 more minutes. Last seconds, please wrap it up. Okay, time is up. Anyone else writing questions still? Faster. Done. Good. Okay, finished. Let's put the next one. Our next candidate is in the door. We will start in like 1 minute. Okay. Breathe. Think about it. Reflect about what you have seen in the strategy presentation. Understand and try to feel what I think is next year. Our candidate is here. All set with the questions. Please stand up, stand up. Ready? Okay. When I finish my words, please shout out as much as you can as it's okay? Please welcome on the stage your MCP applicant,
Hello everyone, once again, just like in that song, we're gonna work it harder, make it better, do it faster, and it's gonna make us stronger. Let's start my vision part. So in this part, I'm going to tell you how we are going to be out loud. First thing, before I start everything, I want you to tell this is a 30-minute space, and I've been dreaming of this, I don't know over how many times. So I try to give you everything that I have, but understand that we have limited time, okay? So what I said is that I want to create the loudest generation, Gen Loud culture. Why do I say that we will create a culture? Because culture is strategy for breakfast. So that's why we will focus on creating a culture. And how we are going to create that culture is that we have some pillars. First thing is that the final place that we want to get is to have strong units. We need to make sure that every LC, every unit that AIESEC Türkiye has are powerful and working with the maximum capacity. And if you want to get that, today's current reality, we need to focus on leadership as our core. We need to focus on experience as our key. We need to have a diverse revenue in order to have a sustainable finance. And then we need to be all around with our marketing activities and also our operations. So, with that being said, can you click one time for me? Thank you so much. Here are the brief explanations. I'm not going to read you one by one as KPI. You can see it in here, we don't have that much time. But like I said, we are going to make every LC, every unit of AIESEC in Türkiye is making sure that they can sustain for many long years. Their finance is enough to make them go on until year by year, 10 years, 100 years. And we're going to make leadership is the core of whatever we do. And we're going to focus on developing leadership with the KPIs we have. We are going to focus on the experience that we're delivering to all of our stakeholders. Doesn't matter if it's a youth, customer, partner, everything that we do because we're providing a service in AIESEC Türkiye and AIESEC. That's why we will focus on the experience that we're providing to people. And then we're going to plan for a diverse revenue in order to sustain in our finance side. So we're going to generate the income channels. We're not going to be leaning only on operational channels or only on ICS, but we will have new ways to gain income. And then last but not least is all around Türkiye. What does it stand for? It's that being all around Türkiye with our marketing strategies and also being all around Türkiye with our operational planning. Before I continue with my MCP structure, I know you are all excited to see this, but I need to give you one expectation setting, just like in every year. This structure that you see in here may change. This is the MC structure that I have in mind, and I will continue with the changes that you see in here. First thing is that you're seeing MCPPR in the PD corner. Why MCPPR is in the PD corner is because every activity that MCPPR is holding, I know from this year that I did, is a new way for PD to generate income. And he said we need to find new ways to have our income in order to make sure that we are not only leaning on ICX or we're not only leaning on operational channels. So MCPPR is a part of PD Corp. You don't see in here MCVP, FNL manager. Why? Because I said I'm going to be out loud and I'm going to tell the truth. Is that we are putting, but because of circumstances, we're not able to pick MCVP, FNL manager each year. So this year I took the current reality and I put it there. But like I said, the reality may change, but this is the structure we have for now. And for OD corner, you will see another change. And I will tell you why we changed OD corner like that. Why TMMXP is inside the OD corner. This year, we said that as OD corner, as MC, we need to reach LCs every area. OD corner is covering EBTs, one-to-one connection with LCs and LCVPs. And TMMXP is planning for the same LCs, TM body and TM body. But why do we only need to cover these two bodies as they are different than each other? They need to be together. And the directions that we're giving to delivering to LCs, we need to understand their team member reality, their recruitment processes and plans, and also their team leader body. And if OD corner will work together with TM, then we will understand what is the current reality of LC overall, and then we will deliver the sufficient directions that we need to deliver to people. This is a structure that we didn't see for 4 years, but we had this previous. Before I continue, very briefly, what are our plans for the board? For board of advisors, this year we are building our board of advisors with PD partners. Right now who we have is that Türkiye that you already know as our founding father. And also we have Sunagidar, but we didn't finalize our board of advisors for this year's structure yet. When we come to end of this year, we will be finalizing. And next year what we need to do is that we need to strengthen our relationship with these people. Because why? Because these people in here can actually support us very much only with a phone call. And I think that. So that's why board of advisors is going to be a huge focus to develop develop our relationship. Advisory board, these people are our external support. You know how it's happening in the economy in Turkey right now, and none of us, even our financials, we are not economists. We are working on that, but we need an external reality, external point of view that people are going to inform us, and then we will decide better, because no matter what we do, we are not something very much departed from our Turkish reality, and we are not departed from our Turkish economy. So we need to have a person that advising us and actually working in this area in external life. And also one more thing is that over 3 years, we're talking about Gen Z. We're talking about how the generation is changing. We're talking about how HR is different. And even though that we're trying to adapt, we need more people from external. We need point of view from external to make us understand that how we can have the best HR investment and how we need to make sure that our well-being of people, our members. So advisory board is going to help us also with different areas, but mostly with these two. Audit board, not changing so much, but making MC audit board align with LC audit to make sure that AIESEC in Türkiye is in the same page on the legal side, all of the boards together, all the bodies together. And discipline board, again, we will continue with the routines we have, but what we're going to do is that we are going to focus on strengthening relationship with ECB for the discipline board, so that we make sure that we are aligned with discipline and ECB side. Let's continue. So, on audit side, audit corner will be responsible for AIESEC 2025 alignment. Let's be honest and say it out loud. AIESEC is not fancy that following every midterm direction that AI is launching. But on the other hand, we have to align and we have to be on the same board with global. Why? Because even if we don't implement all of them, the global is going that direction. And if we are the only one that we stay out of it, then it means we are not catching global assignment. So in order to make sure that we are on the same page with global, Audit Corner is going to be responsible for AI 2025 alignments in our LCs, and we make sure all of our LCs are planning for this, and we are catching global assignment. Other thing is that LC reality hack. This is something is possible with the structure that I showed you. Is that all the bodies, all the body and TM body is going to work together, and they will understand what is the current situation of the LC. They will understand when they're giving direction to EB teams, they know that what's happening in the TM body, and they will know what is the pipeline for the next term, so that they can give direction for growth. They can give direction for sustain. They can give direction for something else, but they need to be aware what is the fully situation of an LC with everybody. And then I put risk management under OD. We usually see it under finance. Why did I put it in OD? Is because finance is not the only place that you need to do risk management. Your risks are not only on financial side. Our risks are every side. Our HR can be risk tomorrow. Our operation can be risk tomorrow, and we faced it 2 years ago. So risk management will be planned and will be planned by OD for LCs, and LCs are going to downscale risk management for their LCs in their plannings. We're going to keep the strong bridge. OD Corner is going to be strong bridge between LCs and also MC. And then we are going to keep dynamic OD model and culture survey reporting and directions for each LC with TNM XP. We are collecting data. We know, we understand from the surveys that what is the current situation in our HR. And then OD Corner is going to take this data from the and then they are going to work on it. And when they go to visits, they will know the full situation of the LC and they will give direction according to that. Let's continue with the PD side. So I told you my mindset of why did I put PR in here. What are the focuses of the PD Corner is global partnerships for sure. And also, I think we saw it was very good this year that alumni partners for our conferences because they know our reality, they know how to catch up, and they know what to propose to us as a alumni proposal. But also not only focusing on alumni for sure, we need to have new partnerships gaining. And also, I think all of you are already thinking that pricing development we need. How we're going to do pricing development is that we are going to check AIESEC in Türkiye and also Türkiye's economic situation, do market research, and then evaluate our pricing of our products, our value proposal, and then we're going to develop our pricing. And then event sales for sure. World's largest lesson after we did this year, we were thinking we can sell this. And there is actually a global project that I put in here, Food Heroes. I don't know how many of you are aware of what does it mean, Food Heroes. But Food Heroes is a project that's global. Some of the entities are actually doing today, and this project is running by LCs. LCs doing, imagine you are doing a small world's largest you are earning money because you're working with AI's global partners, and MC and LC both have income just by doing the same thing that we are doing. So putting less effort, keeping what we do, but earning more. And also, Youth Speak Forum as a sustainable peak event and physical format. You know that Etkin Campus or this kind of PR shareholders for us, all of them have their branding events. We know that every year in July, they have this event in Izmir or somewhere. Why AIESEC Türkiye has this kind of event? Everybody knows, in very specific time of the year, AIESEC Türkiye is doing Youth Speak Forum. This is the concept, and they will be available on the website so that people will know this is an event that AIESEC Türkiye is doing, and every year I can go. And this also how it will affect our PR side as well. For the advisor communication, explained already, and also sustainable CSR for LCs and for MC as well. About operational side, this year the structure is the same. That's why I'm passing that part. What we need to focus is focusing on strong creative experience part. We have strong consideration part. We are starting to focus on CX, but what we need to focus our week on is the preparation part, and we will have a national guideline, national structure, and national focus on preparation part. Why? Because if we don't focus on here, we will miss experience, and then we will lose our partners. We will lose our partners on the IR side. We will lose our partners on the external side. So we need to focus on here in order to develop, in order to have a longevity of our operational branding. AIESEC Türkiye is an entity, is following every structure of the operation, and they are providing people support. And I trust AIESEC Türkiye, and I'm doing my exchanges with them. This is the idea. This is the model that we will be in the next year for AIESEC Türkiye. Cluster directions for IR and departments. Each department has their each cluster consideration approval level of the LCs. So we will give them directions for IR, and next year IR enhancement is going to be focused for us. And how we're going to do that is that data-driven culture. Right now, how we're doing is that we are trying to adapt to the culture of working with data, working in our national CRM system, which is Podio. But what we're going to do next year is that whatever we say, however we do our numerical planning, is going to be aligned with the strategic planning. And how we are going to build this too, we are going to check the data, and we will be driven by the data. Strong relations with ECB in order to make sure that we are not only audit side. When we say ECB, it refers to our mind only audit. But ECB is also the board that makes sure that your operation is going on track and it's healthy. And also national capacity building, global assembly, and IR enhancement focus. For the XP side, this corner is going to be responsible for brand, but with the mindset of sales and marketing because of the people that it has in corner. Right? So this corner is fully responsible for branding of AIESEC Türkiye. We are going to focus on employee branding investments. This is our urging area, and right now, every organization, every company is focusing on how they're providing experience to their employees. Who is our employees and our members? And what we got in the last 2 years is MCP. So we are putting investment on to get better membership experience, better employee experience, but we're not showing it to the outside world. And it's actually a great marketing campaign for other people to see what AIESEC is developing. So employee branding investments, funnel automatized leads for every section, and I think you already understood what I mean for funnel automatized leads, is that from sign up to open to applicants accepted for all the processes, both for youth and partners, we will be automatized with our systems. For sure, digital upscale and I am partnership. This can be either online or with the support of PD, because most of the companies that we're working with right now have their people, external people, master people working on this area. And also word of mouth marketing investment. Right now we are in the era of emotional marketing. If you are buying something, you understand that what is the effect of it in you. So if we show people that how we actually touch people's life, if we actually show people what are the people that we are impacting, exchanging, and if we show our branding on that side as word of mouth marketing, if we focus on brand ambassadors, then people will understand what AIESEC Türkiye is actually doing. And of course, landing page development. This year we're working on that with my ESP, and next year we will focus on it more. For financial legality parts, investment plans for MC and LC. I'm not saying investment on every LC, because I know that there are some LCs with the budgets right now that are not in the mood of investing. But investment plan doesn't mean that you're going to invest this year. but it means that you are aware of your cash flow. You know what's going to come to you every quarter and what's going to go, expense and income management. And you know, you plan for what percentage of profit that you're going to get and what percentage of it that you are going to invest. And this will be planned by MC and downscaled to LCs in their finance planning so that each LC will have space or will have understanding of how they can invest more. For sure, financial awareness and upscale for EVs within the LCs. Financial people are not the only people who are responsible for finance. They are responsible for expense management and cash flow for sure, but the income bringers are different departments. So everybody should understand what's happening in the finance side and also in order to support people. And strengthen EFP. Why did I say that? Because I said this year I didn't put FNL manager there. If we want our MCP FNL to fully work on the project, then we need a board, EFP board for team, that is going to work hard, and we make sure that MCP FNL is continuing with the routine, but also bringing projects and planning for investment, like I said, for MC and LCs. And also, associational and legal audits support embedded ECB. Like I said, it's not only auditing and telling, you are doing this right or wrong, but I know that in finance and legality side, a lot of people feeling under pressure because it's a huge responsibility on the associational side. So we are going to have support with ECB, and we're going to have improvement points and also feedback to our LCs in quarterly routine. And then investment to a higher interest bank account with advisory board support for sure is that right now MC has some investment, some of the LCs have some investment, and we're investing into one account that we know because it's safe. And it's kind of not really feeling safe to change this very fast. So what we're going to do is that if we strengthen EFP body and if we have our MCP FNL to work space to invest and search for this, then this person is going to have the space to invest for a high interest percentage bank account. And the money that we have with zero effort but more income, so like return of investment is very high, is going to be able to find another bank account that we can have more income. About MT team, I think most of the people are wondering what is exactly MT team is doing. So here is the answer, is that MT team is responsible for team management. They are usually corner heads, and they are responsible for their corners. Other thing is that they have legal responsibilities, and associational JDs, for example, I am responsible from decision book. And also external board management, we are having routine meetings with audit board, advisory board, so MT is responsible, one of the responsibilities is that. And risk assessment, what I mean by that, from bigger to smaller example, is that you know that this year there was this bomb in Istiklal Street, very close to MC office. And MT team got together and understand what is the communication channel, how we can communicate better, how we make sure that the MCP is safe and what we need to do and what are the steps. So risk assessment for that, starting from that to financial assessments to operational assessments, it's MT team's JD, synergy management within the corners, and also for sure MT meetings. So I showed you some structure, and all of you are thinking about structure already. I know it. I've been there. But the most important thing is that how the MC team is going to behave. For me, there are three things that I imagine for an MC team. First thing is ownership for sure. Whatever they do, whatever the position that they get, whatever the JD that they do, they have 100% ownership for this entity, for AIESEC Türkiye, for the LCs, for the job that they're doing, and they're coming to office with the same passion every day. So second one will be passionate, because whatever they do, I imagine an MC team is doing it with a 100% passion. It's coming from their stomach, and they're waking up every day from their bed to make this real. And genuine for sure, being open, being humble, and open to develop more, and be sincere with the network about what they're doing. So I think AIESEC Türkiye has some things to break in this point, is that I don't know what you're thinking, but I didn't have a background in marketing. And this year I'm doing marketing in PR. And I think most important thing of an MC team is these qualities and behaviors. Out loud, LCPs Türkiye, what is my vision? How do I think to lead them? Pushing network for better. What do I mean by that? Because these people are in the brain team, we can say, and they're leading the LCPs. So what do I mean by that? Is that I keep something wrong, but it's fine. Is them to be powerful. I want these people to become master of management. Not only team management, not only financial management, not only operational management, but management of like being powerful and master in the management that I love is that united we stand, divided we fall. So I want AIESEC Commission of AIESEC Türkiye to be united. Other thing is smart. I am a person who believes 100% in the discipline of hard working. I work hard for the things I do in life. But however, I also believe that when you have so much things to do, and if you are an athlete, you have so much things to manage in your plate, you also need to work smart. So I want my LCPs to work smart on the things that they're doing, and no matter what, staying humble. I know that these people have achieved already, and the next generation will achieve just like their parents. But no matter what happens, I want them to stay humble. I want the sound of the cry is coming from their walking from the things that they do, but they will stay humble in the end. So touch point is that we're going to have MPMs. You don't need to add or bring every time something new, but you can develop what you have. So we will for sure keep MPMs, but we are going to develop the agenda of it. We're going to make sure that MC and RCP's, NLB's vision is aligned, strategy aligned, and their quarterly KPIs are aligned. And how we are going to follow up is with MC and RCP's quarterly review. Maybe you heard, maybe you didn't hear, this is something that I think in Türkiye used to have. So MC and RCP's were getting together every quarter, once in a while, and they were discussing about the KPIs, they were discussing about the directions, they were discussing about the LCs, and they were discussing about the projects. Where are we right now, and what is the next quarter focus for us? So the KPIs that we set in NPR are going to be followed by this. MCP visits. I'm going to be 100% honest that this cannot happen 2 times in a year, 3 times in a year. But next year, what I envision is that we are going to have MCP visits once a year for LCs, because you are leading for people, you are leading a lot of people, and you need to get to know them in their places. You need to understand the reality. In order to make better directions, understanding people more in their reality and their LC and their situations, we will have MCP visits. And MC trainings for LC's planning and plannings. Every year it's kind of a struggle that MC plannings and LC plannings align from numerical side, strategical side, and each year we're developing more. How to ensure that we are hacking this and we're done with that is that in LC's planning and plannings, we will have MCVPs, and that's how that MCVPs, first thing is that going to help our LCs to plan for a better strategy in order to reach their numerical goals. And the second is making sure that MC and LC direct. Okay, so what kind of a generation, what kind of a network that I dream of is just like in the song. It's kind of an inspiration from that song, but of course I thought about it. The detail is that I dream of a network which is working harder, making it better, doing it faster, and it's going to make us stronger. And what are the 3 behaviors that I want to see is that I want to see togetherness. I said you in the opening letter, I want to see 700 people getting up at the same time and shouting. So I want to see a together network. I want to see an ambitious network. It's not just Azim. So I want to see an ambitious network and also dreaming limitless. Last few years, organization has been going through a lot, and right now we are kind of scared to do what we want to do. I know that all of us, there's something bigger inside, but somehow we are not sure if we are going to be able to do it. I want a network which is dreaming limitless. I love this saying, dream high, aim higher, achieve highest. So today, I know that you are listening a lot. You're getting a bit tired. I totally feel you. If you forget every single word that I say, remember this page, okay? If you forget every small strategy that I was telling you, I want you to remember this page. We are going to create the loudest generation, and we are going to do it by creating a culture, generation loud culture. Why? Because culture is strategy for breakfast. And how we are going to have it is with having strong units, taking leadership as a core, focusing on experience as a key, planning a diverse revenue for sustainable finance, and also making sure that AIESEC Türkiye is all around with their marketing and operations. For this, thank you so much for listening to me, people. This was all for my vision part, and I cannot wait for your questions. Once again, thank you so much.
second round of questions. I hope you didn't waste the entire. Good. So, what's going to happen right now? The Q&A part is going to continue again. Nobody goes out. Nobody goes out. You have 9 to 10 minutes. Okay. If you need paper, raise your hand. We will help you from here. But try not to write. I don't know, like 2 questions in one A4 paper. Write them in a distance. Good. 9 minutes. If you need paper, raise your hands.
Again, when you're going to finish your questions, you can come here.
Remember again, you are writing your questions for Alena, okay? You are not asking for it online because we will put all of them in this like separate columns. You have 7 minutes. Please start your questions.
Is there anyone who is still writing the questions? Did you finish your questions or are you still writing? Huh? Last 1 minute.
If you are still writing the question, raise your hand. you are still writing question, raise your hand. Good, we are close. Let's close this part as well. We are ready. Our candidate is also there. Let's sit. Let's just, this is the last part before the lunch break. You might be hungry and you will just leave here. But make sure that you give one more time very huge round of applause to our last candidate for strategies. Okay? Please stand up, stand up, stand up. We are ready. When I finish, please make sure to shout as MCP as much as you can. Okay? Please welcome on the stage your next MCP applicant, Oğuzhan Aydın!
Okay, AIESEC Türkiye, hello again. Hello one more time. I know you are hungry. I know you are a bit tired. That's why I will keep it short. I will be direct and simple that as much as I can. And first, we will have more four main pillars, and then we need to share the strategies that we have under these pillars. First one is membership. Second, exchange, brand, and finance. And for the membership, what is the question that I was asking? While delivering most proper experience, how we can create youth for Turkey? And under the membership part, you will have 5 strategies. First one is reintegration, focusing on IXP and focusing on reintegration and increasing the amount of members that we have that having exchange experience. I do believe that it will make them more understand to exchange mindset and also what is exchange serving for. And also I do believe that it will affect our OJX numbers and table start more easily. And the second one is internal branding. We can consider like Turkish brand for members. All of our members, actually our members is our also brand. They are representing us inside of the organization as AIESEC Türkiye and outside of the organization as AIESECers. That's why focusing on internal branding, and also I will talk more about the external trainings as well for this part when it comes to employee branding. But for the internal one, having CEDARs, sending our people to CEDARs, having international facilities that we have, and sending people to international facilities, chairing, so on. And then make them understand and giving myself they are representing AIESEC Türkiye in a global planning on the each type of that they have inside of the organization. When it comes to external trainings, as AIESECers, we know how to do operations, we know how to do AIESEC in a best way as AIESEC Türkiye. But when it comes to external knowledge or external skills that we have, we are kind of a bit low when it comes to this. Because as AIESECers, we have AIESEC bubble inside of us, and sometimes it's hard to see outside, hard to see the external skills that we can have for the make us to, how can I say, make us more qualified when we apply for some jobs or when we want to build some jobs for startup. That's why external training is the key for the also employer branding, because when our one member met with someone outside, the outside person, the non-AIESEC one, can, how can I say, picturize AIESEC from the people which they met. That's why external training is important for this. And HR operations balance. Actually, we have amount of HR. We have amount of HR that we have before the company still. But when it comes to operations part, the approval numbers or realization numbers are not the same. That's why it's not even when we divide the approval per member or the realization to member, there will be not when we think about the macro way, one member couldn't do one approval, and that's why it affects our experience that we give. That's why I do believe that it needs to be more balanced. But I'm not saying that cutting half of HR from all of the entity. It's not. Shaping the recruitment parts, maybe reducing a bit while growing and create more balance to give more proper experience to our members. And giving them experience will be helpful for creating sustainable pipeline. For the last part, know the history, shape the future. Without knowing the history, without knowing what was AIESEC is inside of Turkey, we cannot create the future. Some of us know, but when it comes to memories and team side, it's not that much high level of knowledge. That's why creating more alumni spaces, maybe creating AIESEC Türkiye will make them more understand what the organization serve for, what is the organization serve for, and make them more create more dreams about the future for organization and for the country. And for the exchange part, question is how we can create the completed based operations for growing as quality and quantity based. There will be six parts. First one is IR relations, IR MCP, I cannot say it. Why I put this? Of course, we have strong IR relations. We need to keep the IR relations that we have for the performance, but also we can think while building IR. What is the when it comes to external and business side? What is the data of Turkey's export to outside of the country? Export to outside of the country. What was the data of import rates of Turkey that having some goods and services from the international way? That's why with the data or import and export data that Turkey, we can shape our IR as a plus, and maybe we can invest on their countries, especially for GT side, on creating opportunities for this country to send our people to that. SOP implementation, as MCP, we took a step about creating more objective SOP calculation and implementation, but it needs to be continued and also it needs to be increased more. We need to calculate SOP in the most objective way, having data from SONA without just not yes no questions, having data from Podium, create most objective way to SOP, and having SOP as a success criteria will help with the implementation for the and make us have more healthier operations and processes. Core-based operations, the thing is that still we are thinking about approval, and we will think about approval as well. We will have global top line, but creating, how can I say, caring about our realizations, focusing on our realizations, and leading those operations to complete it, make us to be global top line for years. I think question should be that how we can be global top line for next year. No, the question should be that how we can stay on global top line for 10 years or 20 years at all. And data analyzing part, when it comes to data reading, data analyzing, and creating IAM stuff inside of AIESEC Türkiye, we are not that much good. There are few people that can create the IAM stuff, the tools, the data, and I do believe that not all of us reading data in a proper way. That's why also it's connected with the external trainings. We need to read data and we need to give more database decisions for the organization and for the operation and for the brand and for the everything. But for this, we need to create IAM pipeline and we need to have information management data trainings for the entity. Buyer persona, actually still we are serving and still we are trying to catch the buyer persona that we have back then in 2020. I do believe that we need to shape our buyer personas to create more impact and create more focusing to how can I say, right market inside the country, increase our numbers, increase our operational level. And synergy implementation, what I saw, when it comes to what will be good on MC level, and I do believe that MC has a good synergy point, LCs are doing the same thing. That's why having synergy implementation on MC level will be important, and I do believe that it will affect LCs. And also creating synergy planning, synergy touchpoints, synergy tools, so on, and will be helpful to synergy implementation, and will be helpful to create more results and most results that we can have when it comes to exchange. For finance side, how we can create long-lasting AIESEC Türkiye? There will be 5 things. Pricing evaluation. We are having different pricing. We are evaluating the pricing. But when it comes to Turkish economy, the price life cycle will be 3 months. That's why maybe we can think like more further. Like maybe we can think 6 months of fixed prices for the products that we have. Revenue distribution. Most of our revenue is depending on exchange. I know it should be that. It should be like this. But why we can put more focus on creating more sources of income in LC level and also MC level. You will see on my structure, I plan to have more PR incomes for food heroes or for the events that we can have, and also for the LC level, focusing on LC level events, the VLS or the youth speaks forums. I do believe that it will support the revenue that we have from exchange, and I do believe that it will give more strong reserves for LCs and also MC. And finance and legal knowledge, I believe that our knowledge is good, but why just financial knowledge, finance and legal? All of us are association members. That's why we need to more focus on the increasing of finance knowledge and legal knowledge, not just for the EB level. Also, it needs to start for the team leader level or member level. And risk management. We are doing risk management right now, but when we consider the 2023, it will be harder when we compare to 2022. Because when we look at our country, there will be economic unstable. When we see our country, also we have political unstable things. That's why we need to put more focus on the risk management, and we need to not just thinking about the finance side. Also, we need to create more wider perspective for the risk management to calculate risks we can have. For brand side, how we can create the loudest brand by being relevant for Turkey. We are focused with PD. You will see on my structure. That's why I'm not going to deeper. I believe that supporting PD to PR make us create more laws, even the cities that they don't have AIESEC. And also having support from danışmanlar yüksek kurulu can open also doors to us. And with this, the things that I mentioned, we can create more laws, and also we can create the brand positioning that we want to see as youth leadership organization. But the dream about this, why you are in VLN in Atenco, and how many of you, I know that some of the child say to you that I wanted to be that when I grow up, but why some kids from Erzurum should don't say this? Why we don't have any events or any spaces that we can have with the people, even if there is no AIESEC? And GXP improvement, I will also mention about the marketing 4.0, but when it comes to GXP improvement, I do believe that still we need to go further when it comes to digital experience that we provide to our users, our customers, and creating the channels that we have, that the people shop, people see, creating more friendly websites, maybe having, considering their experience on the digital level. I do believe it will lead to new generation of marketing to AIESEC Türkiye. The experience on each funnel of operations. I was believing this when I was at MCP, and I'm still believing it. Every experience we provide inside of the operations corner, also it will consider like brand experience, because we are promising and we are delivering something with AIESEC. That's why the experience shouldn't be just for the attraction part. Also, the experience should be there as approved to realization conversions and realization conversions, realization to complete conversions, and also completed to re-approved conversions, and also for the lead nurturing, for the creating more conversion, increasing conversion rates. I believe it will be helpful for operations side and also brand positioning for ourselves. And new generation of marketing. Okay, sorry. For the new gen marketing, what do I mean by that? We are still at marketing strategies, marketing understandings, or way of marketing. Before we are still doing the same thing what we did before the pandemic. That's why while world is preparing themselves for the marketing 5.0, while they are talking Web 3.0, or while they are talking about the artificial intelligence or IoT, we are still struggling with the digital experience. That's why, and also I do believe that we still couldn't accept that our customers are Gen Z, or I do believe that we are still not thinking about the generations alpha that we'll have we will have like 10 years later. That's why we need to shape our marketing according to new generation when it comes to communicate our brand communication side to create more, how can I say, positioning and also create more results. Of course, there will be one board that will do everything, and it will be national leadership body. And when I dream about the national leadership body, I can say 3 words: connected, which understand that we are on the same ship, and all of us serving for the AIESEC Türkiye, also Türkiye. And passionate, the generation that dare to create all of the things that I have in my mind and we will have in my mind. And the professional is the thing that we need to keep. I know that we are not a corporate, or not a company, but when it comes to professional working and discipline, I believe that NLP needs to be like this. And also one NLP for global top one, but one just not representing the global top one, also creating AIESEC brand. Then some organization or some people or some company wants to work with you, the AIESEC Türkiye, AIESEC has to be first choice for them. And for the structure part, I dream of having 17 people team, 17 person will be there. Just I will talking about differences for the structure that we have right now. There will be no marketing and PR. The main reason behind it, there will be just one responsible from PR inside of the PD corner. Why we have PR separated, and also why we have PR inside of the PD corner. Main reason behind of it, first, creating CSR with the more easy synergy with the PDM. Also, having danışmanlar yüksek kurulu support inside of the PD corner to create more, how can I say, more love inside of Turkey. And also creating PR income to have one more source for income for our entity. When we think about the Turkish economy and when we think about the next year, I do believe that we will need. And for the BXP part, BXP will be focused on the PR communications part. Why we have PR separated? Because it will be mostly focusing on the partner side. But also we have, when it comes to PR, we have also PR communication side. That's why BXP will be focused on this, and also BXP will focus on the branding, brand positioning inside of the country, and also digital experience. As a summary, what I said, membership productivity will be the top of the things, and I plan to have, I dream to have at least one completed for one member. Completed as main MOS, caring about our organization has to be lead us to be completed to have partners and their partners and to have huge customers as well for the 10 years or 20 years later on. Financial sustainability, when we think about the 2023, we cannot, how can I say, project the economy that much either through way or political situations. That's why financial sustainability, if we are living on Turkey, financial sustainability is the most crucial thing that we need to have. That's why return of investment should be the focus, and we need to invest our money with the calculation of more focused on return of investment. And putting ODA as the heart of entity, because I do believe that if AIESEC Türkiye is powerful, it's because of AIESEC Türkiye's LC, focusing on the OD in a heart of entity, focused on LC's development to create more impact inside of the country. And the color code of impact, branding as voice of youth of leadership. I said that branding and brand positioning for the XP side, and also PR boost with the PD support. I do believe that it will be create more voice inside of the Turkey, and I dream of having events and having spaces that even there is no AIESEC. And marketing 4.0 for 5.0. What do I mean by that? Most of the organizations is struggling about the marketing 4.0, but even if we said that we are in the marketing 4.0, still we are not giving that much proper digital experience, or still we are having the old school marketing stuff as an organization. That's why first we need to complete the marketing 4.0, then create ways and create and prepare our organization for the marketing 5.0. And last thing, as a second summary, I do believe that if we don't talk to this stuff right now, we will talk in the maturity phase. After pandemic, I believe that AIESEC Turkey is not in the maturity phase. It's kind of middle of startup and maturity. Why I say this or why I dream of? Let's talk all of this right now and prepare our entity, prepare our organization to maturity phase. I don't want to talk as, how can I say, the same thing when we reach the maturity phase. I do believe that when we with the rapid growth, when we have the maturity phase, we will start to talk about the experience that we provide, or we will again talking about what is our brand position. But what do I dream of? Let's talk between startup and maturity phase. Let's talk it right now and prepare our entity for when we arrive to maturity phase for the next years. And that's all from my side. Thank you.
No need to repeat more. You know this is the last stage of Q&A. So please list down your questions or also like that. Questions. 8 minutes. Okay? Good. If you need something, raise your hand and